You suck. No, you suck. Well, frack off. Actually, not according to Joe. Welcome to the final debate of presidential election 2020. Come on, man. I'm Katie Petrick, and this is Healthy Republic. Tick another pain and torture event off the list for this 2020 election cycle. Yes, we have concluded the final sales pitch on the national stage as the candidates wrapped up the final debate on Thursday night. And with President Trump and Joe Biden both muted for at least portions, we actually heard some things, including a giant frack up by Biden. But before we get to that, did you watch the debate? And did you find anything that trips your trigger, floats your boat, charges your batteries? How could you not? I mean, come on.
Come on. Come on. So don't worry about it. Come on. Come on. Come on, folks. Come on. He's talked about his good buddy who's a thug. There's a reason why he's bringing up all this malarkey. Give me a break.
At least the debate was much more civil than last time when it was grumpy old men fighting on the ice. This time, it was just two old engines who puttered along and then revved to full speed with their fossil fuels along for the ride. But again, we'll get to all that oil talk later. I don't know about you, but for me, this entire election cycle, the American people have felt like candidates are the Pinkies and we are the Ciccolinis in duck soup. We're out here asking, especially Joe, why he won't answer the dang question.
You understand that this guy, he's a worker for me. I ask him something, tell me nothing. I ask him why I don't speak. All the time he don't speak. What do you think he do? He make a fight to go like this.
Hey, what's the idea?
Oh, that's not my idea. That's his idea. All the time I say something, he don't say nothing. Every time I speak...
Will you shut up?
We could go through the entire debate, but let's be honest. If you paid any attention to the candidates for the past 10 months, you know where they stand. Trump is focused on bringing the economy back from prior to the virus's arrival, and Joe is focused on staying coherent and appeasing the left. Oh, but he has a plan, whatever that may be, because, as always, he was so very specific.
And please be specific. What would that look like?
And so, folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan. And I am very proud of my plan. It's gotten endorsed by all the major labor unions, as well as a whole range of other people who, in fact, are concerned in the medical field.
Trump was smart in hammering home the fact that Biden has been in politics for 47 years, with the most recent 8 years being as vice president. And yet, what has he done? No one actually knows his so-called plan for anything.
Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years with Obama. You know why, Joe? Because you're all talk and no action.
All right, Vice President Biden, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
We had a Republican Congress. That's the answer.
Well, you got to talk him into it, Joe.
Yeah, just listen to that awkward silence. Joe was actually wondering if he took his Metamucil this morning. But really, he was just trying to come up with his next political shtick line that he keeps giving, because Biden tries to sound political, and at the same time, like he actually cares about you and for me. But it was the same old line he used last time, which in all likelihood, he forgot he had ever said. But we didn't forget, because it sounded just as weird.
It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning. That man or wife going to bed tonight and reaching over to try to touch their, out of habit, where their wife or husband was, is gone. How many of you home are worried and rolling around in bed tonight wondering what in God's name you're going to do if you get sick?
You folks at home, how many of you are just sitting on the can, waiting for that cheese block to move a little? Joe is here for you, Metamucil in hand. What is he even saying?
Just a typical politician when I say that.
Let's talk about North
I'm not a typical
Korea now.
politician.
Okay,
that's why I got elected.
Let's
get off the subject of China. Let's talk around sitting around the table.
All right.
Come on, Joe, you can do better.
But he can't do better. He's a politician. So the words that come out of his mouth are either disingenuous and or irrelevant. Irrelevant, I say.
Now I ask you one. What is it has a trunk but no key, weighs 2,000 pounds and lives in a circus?
That's irrelevant.
Irrelevant? Hey, that's the answer. There's a whole lot of relevance in the circus.
And there are many circus tricks happening. But unlike a circus where people are generally happy, Biden brought the doom and gloom to the entire debate.
He says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. And your family's hurting badly. We're about to go into a dark winter. Climate change and climate warming, the global warming, is an existential threat to humanity. We have a moral obligation to deal with it. And we're told by all the leading scientists in the world we don't have much time. We're going to pass the point of no return within the next 8 to 10 years.
What is with former vice presidents saying all this climate hysteria? Hey, Al Gore, I think someone just stole your line. Joe was being Joe, avoiding facts and being all negative about the future until he laid claim that Americans are calm.
Americans don't panic. He panicked.
I'm rubber and you're glue, blah, blah, blah. Now, speaking of the him and not me or me and not him, Trump and Biden laid out who each other is and why he was running to be president.
You know who I am. You know who he is. You know his character. You know my character.
You're the big man, I think. I am the least racist person in this room.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history.
You guys did nothing.
We did.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama.
He's a very confused guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I'll be president of the United States, not vice president of the United States.
I'm stoked to hear that Trump is running against Joe Biden for the presidency, because a week ago, Joe was a little confused.
I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate.
But then, the big kaboom of the night. It was rather slick. The skids were greased and the oil was rubbed in. All right, enough with the euphemisms to explain how Joe Biden fracked up real hard.
And what about fracking?
All right,
now,
let me allow
fracking.
Vice President Biden to respond.
I never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did. Show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Oh, frack me.
You know what Trump did, right? Just roll the footage.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those. I guarantee we're going to end fossil fuel. No more, no new fracking.
I'd gradually move away from fracking.
And that's only half of the clip the Trump campaign put out.
You fracked up, pal.
He did indeed. And it's because Joe simply is not that smart.
He here may talk like an idiot and look like an idiot, but don't let that fool you. He really is an idiot.
And the media lets him get away with it. Case in point, earlier in the week, the real questions were asked of Joe Biden, as they always are, like, what flavor ice cream did you get, Mr. Biden? And after getting said ice cream, Joe called a full lid until Thursday, which you could assume was for debate prep, but we all know it's probably because he actually has a dairy intolerance and he spent some time on the throne. And in case you want to witness the hard-hitting news question in the act, here you go.
Mr. Biden, what flavor did you get?
We got one vanilla, one chocolate, but I wanted to get what we call black and white. My name is Joe Biden. I love ice cream.
Oh, how very woke of him to select vanilla and chocolate. But where is the strawberry, Joe? You racist. Concerning the debate, in typical media fashion, early poll results concerning the performances in the debate were heavily skewed to each network's fan base. So more Fox viewers thought Trump won, and more CNN viewers, all 15 of them who are stuck in an airport right now, thought that Biden won. Since we're on the topic of the media, it behooves me to take a few moments to address how the media likes to pleasure themselves. And there are some who do so more than, we'll say, the others, like CNN's Jeffrey Toobin, who this week was caught masturbating during a Zoom call with his colleagues. Supposedly, they were on the call to do an election simulation, but Toobin clearly heard erection stimulation. Just remember this, team. This Jeffrey did not hang himself. And this Jeffrey let himself hang. Know that there is a difference. But the second Jeffrey won't be fired because remember, the media likes to pleasure itself. Toobin just got a slap on the wrist with a suspension. Not the kind of slap he desires, but he keeps his job. And his bro boy, Brian Stelter, is sad about that punishment because he says Toobin is being sidelined at a pivotal moment. Well, maybe he shouldn't have sided his line during a Zoom meeting. Did the debate change your mind? No, probably not. But if the media would stop pleasuring themselves for 5 seconds, because that's probably all they have in them in a given stint, then they would be able to actually address some of the good points that were raised during the debate, and maybe Biden wouldn't get to call a full lid. I know, that's an oil pipe dream. Until next time, stay healthy, America. Hey team, you all know it takes a lot of work to get all of this together, and we continue to be demonetized by Facebook and YouTube. If you like hearing truth and common sense with a love for freedom, please join the Patriot Club with a $99 tax-deductible donation. And You'll get this sweet vessel of joy as part of a thank you for joining the Patriot Club. All you have to do is visit patriotclub.us and become a Patriot member today. That's patriotclub.us. You'll be helping us so we can keep helping you.